Hi there, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to day 5. Can you believe that we are already on day 5? It went so fast of how to raise your vibration with these 5 different awesome tools that I've been sharing with you. So, in case you haven't been watching the series and you just happen to be live right now, my name is Akasha Searcy, and I am someone who harnesses the gifts of yoga, nutrition, meditation, philosophy, culture, adventure, travel, and so much more to weave them together to serve my clients, to help them live their best life, to help them find ways to not only live their best life, but love their life and to show other people how to do the same. And we've been discussing some really awesome tools this week. We have talked about breath, we have talked about a celebration list, which I know many of you have sent me messages and you're really loving doing this. And we've also talked about visualization, which, I am a big fan of. And I'm a big fan of all these tools. And of course, honoring your feelings is what we discussed yesterday. And I'm really excited to connect with those of you that are watching this series and learn what it is you've noticed in the 5 days, what things have really connected to your inner landscape and have really been like aha moments, or maybe you have felt like, oh, this really resonates with me, or no, I definitely prefer this tool over that tool. And that's pretty typical for a lot of people on this journey of understanding how to raise their vibration. And when I did the video on how energy moves, I spoke a little bit about why you would want to raise your vibration, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that today as well. So, the thing about raising your vibration, it literally means you're shifting your frequency. And if there's a change that you want in your life, or if there's something you want in your life and you don't have it, or perhaps your health isn't the way that you want it, or perhaps, you have a certain layer of toxicity in your job life or in your home life, and you want some type of shift with that, then that's really why you want to raise your vibration. That's that's really like the linchpin moment when you can look at like, oh, okay, well, I want this in my life. So how am I working on raising my vibration? And, I always feel like it's easier for me to talk about myself as a case study. I have been working in a program that just finished yesterday for the last 6 months. And I'm just like, wow. On top of that, I'm in another program that's a year-long program for 6 months, and I'm doing these programs. I have 6 more months in that. I'm doing these programs to keep raising my own vibration. I have a daily practice of many of the tools that I've shared with you. I also have a movement practice. I meditate multiple times a day, which will actually be my next series here. So I hope that you will join me for that meditation series. But really, today, I want to speak to you about this idea of body language. And it's something that, what I love about talking about the body is that we're all in a body. It's like the greatest point of commonality. This is something that I teach people when I'm teaching people to be yoga teachers. This is one of those things where I feel like this is just such a juicy tidbit. We are all in a body, and this is the common denominator. That body doesn't have to look the same, it doesn't have to move the same, none of that matters. But we are all in a body made of the same materials, right? And so this is a wonderful gateway for us to really look at how we can raise our vibration. You know, I have a series coming up on nutrition, so hopefully you'll join me for that as well, because I'm going to talk about food as a spiritual path and how that food can raise your vibration. But today, I really want to talk about this idea of body language. So, yes, we have our words, but we also have facial expressions and we have movements that we make with the body. And, you know, I have a pretty high level of energy. So if you watch the videos back, you'll notice that my hands are always moving. You'll notice that I'm always expressing, right? And this is because I'm a very physical person. And so one of my body language types is physical movement. And the thing that I want to talk about today is, as far as raising your vibration, I really want you to think about what's up with your face. And as I wrote that, it just totally made me laugh. So, I want you to wonder throughout the day, what's up with your face? Because most of us are walking around in the world with resting bitch face or RBF, right? And we don't even realize it until we start paying attention to it. We don't even realize that we have this burdened facial expression or this angry facial expression or this sad facial expression. A lot of us have unexpressed grief in our life. So we're walking around with this undercurrent of sadness inside of our nervous system. And, you know, I want you to know that you have the power to change that. You can change that with your breath. You can change that with your celebration list. You can literally just turn the frown upside down. I know that seems like a really trite thing, but it's for real. One of mine is, let me give you a great example of this. I am on the computer a lot, like most people. Prior to COVID, I was very rarely on the computer more than a couple hours a day. And now I'm on the computer sometimes 10 hours a day. It's insane. And since then, I've gotten this really deep line right here. I always make a joke that if I had Botox, it would be gone, but I don't do Botox. So I've got this line and I do my little facial massage. But what's fascinating is it makes me look really intense. Now, I am a very intense individual, so there's that layer to it as well. I'm also intensely focused. So when I'm on the computer, I've got this going on, right? Like I'm really focused. And what I notice is just 24 to 36 hours without the computer, and that little space goes away because my nervous system relaxes and I don't have this tension here. So, when we understand that our facial expression and our body language is communicating our nervous system state, we can really shift some energy. And so, the thing that I want to really ask you to do is to just pause for a few moments throughout your day. Just pause and just ask yourself, what is my facial expression? Like, what is my face doing right now? And I think you're gonna really start to, like, blow your own mind. Like, when you go to the bathroom to wash your hands at work, just look at yourself in the face, look at yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, "What's your face up to?" It sounds really crazy, but I have used this tool for years to help people change their inner narrative because your facial expression is indicative of what's being lived out in here. So if you're navigating your day and you're under high levels of stress, or you believe yourself to be under high levels of stress, because remember, stress is different for every person, right? That's why it's such an individual journey. Then when you look at your face, you're going to see that. It could be pinching in the eyes, like myself. It could be pinching here. It could be tension around the mouth. And so you guys know by now that I am a visual learner, and I have this sheet that I'm going to put a link for underneath this video for you. And it talks about the main facial expressions and then exactly what those facial expressions mean. And there are 7 main facial expressions, and those are neutral, happiness, fear, sadness, contempt, surprise, anger, and then disgust. And all of those facial expressions happen in this area. So around the mouth, around the eyes, and then, of course, the forehead. So when we can recognize what's up with our face, this is the gateway to understanding our body language. Have you ever been speaking with someone and they're just standing there like this? This is someone who's this is a self-protection stance. Or they've got their arms crossed. This is a stance of often self-protection laced with contempt. So when you understand this ability of how to look at yourself and recognize what is flowing through the nervous system, you can start to understand how to discharge that. And so, your homework, should you choose to accept this mission, as I've said all week, is that I really want you to just relax the face. You can just do this. This is one of my favorite little things. If I find that I am out and about and I'm like, oh my God, I'm concentrating way too hard on this, then I'll just do this little tap around my face to help me remember to relax, to enjoy the adventure, right? And I want to just share with you how this raises your vibration. So, happiness and ease is inspiring to everyone who comes in contact with you, right? If you have you ever been out and about and someone look at you and smile and then you naturally smile, right? And it's kind of, enthusiasm is infectious is another way that I like to say this. If you're pumped up about something, people around you are probably going to get pumped up about something. And when you take a breath and you smile and you just give others the ability to reflect the same back to you, what you're going to feel is a ripple effect go through the space. And a great place to test this is your office. If you work in an office, for those of you that might work at home alone, like I do, when I go to the restroom and I wash my hands, I look at myself in the mirror, right? You see this huge mirror here. In the morning, I look at myself in the mirror when I'm waking up, and I usually have some affirmations that I do. At night, I look at myself in the mirror and I talk to myself. But it's all about really understanding that your body has its own type of communication. And so the face is a wonderful place to start with because you can look in a mirror and you can see that facial expression, or you can look at other people and you can see their facial expression. And when this is happening, you have this very powerful, easy tool to shift by simply making a smile come upon the face. I'm not saying fake it till you make it because I'm not a fan of like toxic positivity. What I'm saying instead is just asking yourself as you go throughout your day, what's up with my face? What's my body language right now? If you're in an office meeting, pay attention to your body language and just note, is your body language indicative of how you're feeling? Because I guarantee you will find that they are linked, right? So as many times as possible, you're going to check in with your facial expression, and then you're also going to see if you can smile when you're maybe walking down the hallway, or maybe you're going to pick up your groceries, or maybe you're in traffic. And then when you look over, maybe you just smile instead of having your like, what the hell's going on in traffic face, right? But just give yourself this opportunity to explore a different facial expression and then note the feeling, right? Remember, we talked about correspondence. So I want you to start understanding that the facial expression is corresponding to something that's going on deeper in the nervous system. And when you can start seeing that correspondence, you're going to start being able to clear up that block in the nervous system, or that stressor in the nervous system, right? Happiness is a blessing and it's yours. It's there for you whenever you want it. You have access to it all the time. The key is you just have to choose the happiness, right? And the easiest way to do that is to recognize, okay, what am I feeling right now? I can consciously choose to do something else. I can consciously choose to feel something else. So, the thing that I would like to share with you, besides this image of the 7 different common facial expressions, is you also have the playlist. This playlist will be up on my channel here so that you can revisit these videos and just really tune into some of these amazing ways to raise your vibration, really simple, tangible tools. And I want to leave you with just this thought process of, have other people started noticing how you've made some changes, right? Have other people benefited from you taking this course? Have other people have you shared these tools with other people? Have you talked about this course with other people? And if you have, tell them about this channel, right? Get them to sign up for this channel so that we can all support each other on this journey of raising our vibration, because together we rise, right? When you take care of you, When you accept responsibility for you and your emotional landscape, and you allow those emotions to be the compass of your consciousness, what you will start to notice is that it has this ripple effect into all of the space around you, into every layer, level, and dimension of your reality. You will feel that shift because happiness is yours and it's just one decision away. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this series. I hope that you have enjoyed watching these videos as much as I have enjoyed sharing these tools with you. And I'm really looking forward to my next course, which, as I mentioned, will be on meditation. And then the following one will be on nutrition as we get ready to go into a seasonal shift. I want to help you prepare for that. And as always, feel free to reach out to me. My website is akashasirsi.com, or you can follow me on Instagram, akashasirsi, and I will see you back here on YouTube or the spaces in between. In the meantime, stay illuminated and thanks for your support. Bye now.